Did you know the Earth might not be what you think? What if, beneath our feet, lie vast, uncharted realms harboring civilizations far more advanced than our own? Governments around the world have suppressed this secret for centuries, but the truth is about to be revealed. The Hollow Earth theory, a concept as old as civilization itself, has captured the imaginations of thinkers, writers, and explorers for generations. From the ancient beliefs of subterranean worlds to modern proponents like Edmund Halley, who proposed a hollow Earth with concentric spheres, and Jules Verne, whose fictional journey to the Earth's core ignited the public's fascination, the idea has persisted, defying scientific consensus. The theory presents an alternative explanation for a myriad of unexplained phenomena, ranging from anomalous geological formations and unexplained disappearances in polar regions, to architectural feats that seemingly defy conventional understanding. Adding fuel to the fire, historical accounts and declassified documents hint at suppressed Nazi expeditions to Antarctica and Admiral Byad's controversial claims of entering an inner world. If true, the implications of the Hollow Earth theory could rewrite the history of humanity and our place in the cosmos. But what if the Hollow Earth theory is not just a fantasy, but a hidden reality concealing advanced alien civilizations? To uncover the truth, we must delve into ancient myths, forgotten expeditions, and cutting-edge science. The core premise of the Hollow Earth theory posits that our planet is not a solid sphere, as mainstream science dictates, but rather contains vast interior spaces. Imagine a world beneath our own, complete with a central sun providing light and warmth to inner continents teeming with life. Envision openings at the North and South Poles, acting as gateways to these hidden realms. It is within these inner realms that advanced alien civilizations are said to thrive, potentially predating humanity and possessing technology far beyond our comprehension. The swastika is one of many recurring symbols that ties the Nazis with these civilizations. The Nazis believed the entrance to this world was in Antarctica, and the swastika design was derived from Atlantis. This narrative intertwines with ancient myths and legends about subterranean worlds, such as the Greek myth of Hades, the Norse Svartalfheim, and the Buddhist Shambhala, all pointing towards a shared understanding of a hidden world beneath our feet. The significance of the Hollow Earth theory lies in its radical challenge to mainstream scientific and historical narratives. It presents a paradigm shift that could revolutionize our understanding of reality, potentially leading to contact with advanced alien civilizations and access to suppressed technologies. Imagine the potential benefits and risks of such contact. Technological advancements beyond our wildest dreams or existential threats that could jeopardize our very existence. This knowledge could rewrite history, redefine humanity's place in the cosmos, and expose hidden truths about our origins, purpose, and destiny. The Thule Society, a group obsessed with forbidden knowledge, sought to uncover these secrets, believing they held the key to ultimate power. Let's start with the alleged Nazi interest in the Hollow Earth. The Thule Society, with their occult beliefs and alleged Nazi expeditions to Antarctica, sought to find the entrance to this inner world. Then, there's Admiral Byad's expedition, a potential encounter with the Hollow Earth that was quickly covered up. Perhaps Nazi Germany had an understanding of free energy. These primary knowledge threads intertwine with fundamental patterns, recurring symbols, subterranean realms, lost civilizations, and biblical reinterpretations. The Eye of Ra, for instance, may symbolize these inner civilizations, observing and influencing our world from below. What did the Nazis find in Antarctica? What did Admiral Byad encounter in the Arctic? What type of ancient advanced technology was found there? The existence of anti-gravity propulsion, energy weapons, and mind control devices hints at suppressed technologies and hidden agendas. The serpent, a recurring symbol of wisdom and knowledge, appears throughout various cultures and often appears in connection with underground realms. In the upcoming segment, we will introduce the narrative of a master scribe who survived a great cataclysm, hinting at deeper mysteries and upcoming revelations about specific alien civilizations and their technologies. Did you know that the Hollow Earth theory suggests the Earth's interior isn't just empty, but a thriving ecosystem, home to civilizations far older and more advanced than our own? Did you know these civilizations may have mastered technologies beyond our current comprehension, including anti-gravity and interdimensional travel? The core of this theory is not just the existence of these civilizations, but their role in shaping human history and technological development throughout the ages. Let's dive deep into what these civilizations have to do with ancient architecture and the sudden development of past human civilization. However, the world's governments dismiss this due to lack of evidence and label it a conspiracy theory. Ancient texts such as the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Book of Enoch, and the Emerald Tablets describe subterranean realms ruled by powerful beings with advanced knowledge. The Hopi Native Americans speak of their ancestors originating from inside the earth, guided by ant people after a great cataclysm. Recurring symbols such as the serpent are commonly known to be evil, but are actually representations of wisdom and knowledge. In this case, knowledge in the inner earth. Admiral Byatt's diary mentions entering an inner world during his expedition and seeing strange creatures inhabiting the land and a lush jungle inside of Antarctica. Byatt claims that officials forced him to lie about his discovery. These are the words he spoke: "I must conceal these findings at all costs." To understand the significance of the ancient texts, we need to consider these texts may be written in a way that only someone of high knowledge can read. What we are reading may just be a children's story, a cover-up of the truth. The implications of this are that what we might think of as evil could be entities that knew the true nature of Earth. While skepticism surrounds the reality of this, we have to acknowledge government's constant blacking out of information, which would lead a rational person to wonder if it's true. The government may even label you as a loon, but what if the Earth wasn't round either? What if it was flat or concave? At what point do you consider what is true and what is not? So, we've explored the possibility of subterranean civilizations and their existence, but what about their technology? What are the possibilities, the implications? And with these advanced technologies, what could it mean about the number of aircrafts that seemingly disappear into thin air? Beyond this, is it possible for a civilization to exist for so long? And if so, what would their technology be like if they had that long to develop? There are rumors about Nazi Germany having technology to pull free energy from the air, and that is why they were so powerful. The implications of pulling infinite free energy from the air is there would be little to no pollution, as well as people having the option to live a comfortable life. The pyramids of Giza are aligned perfectly and are structured in a way that humanity still cannot figure out to this day. Is it possible that these civilizations have passed on information? If it is true that these civilizations have helped ancient humans, what was their intention? What was in it for them? With these technologies being showcased and the evidence of the Nazis possibly knowing about this, is it possible that they were in direct contact with these civilizations? So, what have we learned? From the mention of the ancient texts speaking of gods, the recurring serpent, the possibility of infinite energy in Antarctica, what does this mean? Putting all of this together, this brings us to the point where this is actually a possibility, a very high one, that the world is not what we think it is. The evidence clearly points to the need to reconsider the real story of Earth, and it may involve something so strange, so weird, so beyond our control that we are actively suppressed from the truth. But the story isn't over. In fact, this story is far from over. we will be interviewing someone that claims to have first-hand experience with the civilizations, and what they have to say may shock you. What's really fascinating is the extent of these civilizations in the Hollow Earth, and how they operate and what technology they may possess. But here's the twist. We will showcase a first-hand account with a master scribe who claims to have lived during the time of Atlantis and Sumer. Does this encounter confirm the existence of these civilizations and validate the Hollow Earth theory? This reveals a connection between ancient civilizations and their role in shaping human history. According to Jard, the master scribes had a way of prolonging life through meditation and mastery of the physical body. As stated in the interview, Jard says the entrance to this land was in the Bermuda Triangle, through the ocean. We find evidence of this in Jard's detailed description of the environment. It was as if I was in a jungle, with glowing crystals lighting the way. His tale will begin with the demise of Atlantis, which he has first-hand experience with, and the events that followed. This is significant because it challenges mainstream science and may open the door for a logical explanation as to why planes seemingly disappear out of thin air. It's important to note that if this is true, there is something special about this atmosphere that must be analyzed and noted for further research. Another way to look at this is that Jard's memory is a product of his imagination. The similarities of the realms may be a coincidence. While some people might say this is preposterous, we also have to acknowledge that most of the world is undiscovered and unseen. How can we be so sure what is real and what isn't? So, we've heard about this account of the civilization living in the Hollow Earth, but where did they come from? Having established Jard's claims, we can now explore the Anunnaki and their ancient civilization that may have helped seed these underground civilizations. Turning our attention to the Anunnaki, we can now look at the possibility of them seeding the planet. During the interview with Jard, he went on to say that his father was an Anunnaki and helped seed the civilization during the time. If it's true that he is half Anunnaki, what special abilities does he have that humans might not? According to Jard, they don't have to use electricity like us. They can just think it and the energy manifests. The implications of this can change the world as we know it. No more electricity bills. But is that why it's being suppressed? What does that mean? According to Jard, his father was saying, with enough understanding, you can think anything into existence. The only reason humans have not tapped into it yet is because of their enslavement. Jard followed by saying, he told me of a time when humans were as powerful as the Anunnaki. That's why they're suppressing it. With this information, we have to consider that humanity has been suppressed and enslaved for a long time. How long has it been? Are we to believe that these bloodlines still exist to this day? However, while some may disregard this and say that there is no way this could be true, there is more to the story. We have to consider that the universe that we live in has not been fully discovered. What if the key to discovering this is looking inward? While the technology that these civilizations have seems incredible, let's dive into the Anunnaki and their influence on these civilizations. So, what have we learned? We have a first-hand account with a person that claims to have lived with these beings. These beings potentially had a connection with the Anunnaki, and their entrance is supposedly in the Bermuda Triangle. This brings us to the crucial point of considering that mainstream views are not always right. The first-hand account challenges what we perceive. The overall picture reveals that there's more to life than what we know. Our history books may have left out key details, and that we may not be alone. The piece of the puzzle that may tie everything together can bring more questions than answers. Is there a connection between the long-lived Anunnaki, regarded as gods in ancient Mesopotamian cultures, and the civilizations that inhabit the Hollow Earth, and if Jard's story is to be believed? This is the question we must ask ourselves. We must explore the Anunnaki civilization, their technology, and their motives. This section will explore the Anunnaki's tech and link it with the advanced technologies described by Jard in the Hollow Earth. With the knowledge of Jard's claims, we can explore the high likelihood that the knowledge Jard has is related to the Anunnaki. According to Jard, his father was one of the Anunnaki, and a master scribe. Is this the missing piece of the puzzle that we seek? What if the Anunnaki seeded civilizations with specific goals? As stated in the interview with Jard, the Anunnaki had a plan and a purpose, as well as a timeline to their seeding. It is important to emphasize that according to ancient texts, they had devices to manipulate environments and create new life forms. This advanced technology may not be available to humans due to its destructive nature. Ancient astronaut theorists believe the Anunnaki used Earth as a mine, with humanity as the slaves. This can explain why there are lost structures throughout the world. What if the Anunnaki terraformed the planet with giant lasers that are still functional today? This is significant because it draws a straight line to how society is structured and its implications. The Anunnaki motives are significant, as governments today do the same as ancient civilizations. Perhaps each race was designed for a specific task and purpose. What if genetic manipulation could explain the diversity of human races and abilities? This can be written off as an insane conspiracy theory, but there have been little to no tests run that may prove this to be real. Much of the modern world relies on technology, but what if there was advanced technology that was superior to what we know today? If the Anunnaki created these underground civilizations, what happened to them? If the Anunnaki abandoned these civilizations, what does that mean for humans? Having established the Anunnaki's plan, we can now explore the shift of Earth's axis. Turning our attention to a shift in the axis, it can be theorized that a great flood happened. Is this great flood that Jard spoke of? According to Jard's account in ancient texts, there was a great cataclysm, a great flood that seemingly killed off almost all life. A flood to that magnitude would have to have involved a massive cataclysm. This would have catastrophic effects to the planet. What if the Hollow Earth civilizations were spared from the Great Flood? Perhaps humanity is still recovering from this cataclysm. What if the Hollow Earth civilizations had more advanced technology to avoid this massive extinction-level event? Having established that the Great Flood was real, what biblical events have been taken out of context? So, what have we learned? The Anunnaki may have had a hand in seeding civilizations. Jard has a first-hand account, and a cataclysm may have spared the Hollow Earth civilizations. This brings us to the crucial point that knowledge is actively suppressed for unknown reasons. The overall picture reveals there's more to the story. Mainstream scientific consensus is not the end-all. The story Jard has been telling has more to it. Now it's time to dive into the truth to change our perspective. Did you know that the stories told to us have been misinterpreted through time to fit a specific agenda? The core of this agenda involves suppressing certain aspects of human history to remain in power, and according to Jard, the Anunnaki have a hand in this. This section will delve into the story of the Tower of Babel to explore the possibility of its true meaning. Could it be that the real reason God did not want the tower built was because it was meant to be a portal to the Hollow Earth? Or is there something more sinister? According to Jard's first-hand account, the Tower of Babel was more than just a tall structure. It was a technological marvel meant to open a gateway to another world. Jard stated, "The tower was not built to reach God, but to reach what lies beneath. It was a portal, a doorway to a new world." Consider this line from Genesis. The Lord said, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them." This line has been interpreted as God fearing humanity's potential. However, could it be that God, or perhaps the Anunnaki leaders, were more concerned with what the humans might find in the Hollow Earth? Across various cultures, artwork depicts towers and structures reaching towards the heavens. These structures are commonly seen as a need to reach upwards and outwards, but what if the inverse is the truth? What if these cultural depictions symbolize a need to delve deeper into the earth? These towers, according to Jart's account, were not just symbols, but technological feats designed for a very specific purpose: to travel inward. This raises an important question. What could be so important that it had to be hidden away from humanity? Is this something the elite do not want us knowing? If this is true, there are many things that they are hiding. In a society that works together towards a common goal, there is little that they can't accomplish, and perhaps the higher-ups understand that better than us. Jard mentioned that there were dangers lurking inside the hollow earth, stating, "Not everyone makes it out alive. The journey is perilous, and the civilizations within are not always welcoming." With the story of the Tower of Babel twisted, what other stories are not what they seem? If the Tower of Babel's real intention was to enter the hollow earth, what are the hollow earth civilization's version of these events? Now, let's consider the story of Noah's Ark, one of the first major events described in the Bible. This great flood purged life as they knew it from the planet, changing it forever. What if there is more to this story than what we have been told? Re-examining the events of Noah's Ark through Jart's lens provides a new perspective. The Bible speaks of the Nephilim, the hybrid children of fallen angels and humans, who wreaked havoc on the land. But perhaps the Nephilim's origin story is different than what we know. According to ancient texts, the Nephilim were giants who were a terror to those on the surface, so perhaps they escaped the hollow earth and brought chaos with them. Perhaps Noah wasn't warned by God, but by the civilizations of the hollow earth, who knew the cataclysm was coming. According to Jard, the civilizations inside knew of the coming cataclysm long before the surface dwellers. They had the technology to foresee it and the means to survive it. So, was Noah tasked with preserving life inside the hollow earth, rather than solely on the surface? Imagine the ark not as a vessel sailing on water, but as a vessel entering the earth. Was the ark's true purpose to head into the hollow earth to preserve life there? It is said that the great cataclysm wiped out almost all life. A flood to that magnitude would have to have involved a massive cataclysm. What if, instead of wiping out the civilizations, the ark was meant to harbor them? Could it be that the hollow earth civilizations had more advanced technology to avoid this massive extinction-level event? Perhaps the ark is still out there, waiting to be discovered, with the secrets to a past we have been led to forget. The Tower of Babel was perhaps built to enter into the hollow earth, and Noah was told to enter it to save life. Jard has said that there is much more to the story than what the books say. Perhaps it is time to open up a new chapter in human history and rewrite what has been done wrong. It may be time for humanity to evolve beyond the misinterpretations and uncover the truth about our past. The stories we've been told may not be the truth. As Jard said, there is much more to the story than what the surface dwellers know. What exactly does he mean? Did you know that the very fabric of reality has been twisted to control humanity, to keep them subservient to a select few? The core of this twisted narrative often presents itself as a simple dichotomy, good versus evil. But what if the figures we've been taught to demonize were, in truth, our saviors? What if the story of Cain is not one of fratricide, but one of liberation? According to Jard, a direct descendant of Cain, the conventional understanding of Cain and Abel is a deliberate distortion of historical events. Jard was saying, the story you know is a lie. Abel's real name was Set, and he sided with the Anunnaki, while Cain fought for humanity's freedom. Consider this. The Bible itself states that Cain's descendants were the creators of tools and instruments, the masters of various trades, actively advancing civilization. Genesis states, Cain was a tiller of the ground, and his descendants were the father of all such as handle the harp and organ. Where are Set's accomplishments? Why are they missing from the mainstream narrative? Could it be that the accomplishments of Cain's descendants were purposely omitted and twisted to fit the Anunnakis' agenda? These are not mere coincidences. Jard explains that Cain was actively trying to free humans from Anunnaki control, primarily within the Hollow Earth, where the Anunnaki maintained a significant presence. Jard was saying, those who sided with the Anunnaki, they sided with Set. They embraced control, while Cain sought liberation. Connect this with the mainstream narrative, which consistently promotes a shepherd mentality. The Bible often portrays God as a shepherd guiding his flock. Is this a benevolent guidance, or a subtle form of control? Is it possible that this shepherd is actually a jailer, keeping humanity confined within a fabricated reality? With Jard's perspective in mind, it becomes clear that the elite and governing powers are descendants of Set, perpetuating the Anunnakis' agenda. What would motivate them to demonize Cain? If Cain was truly trying to free humanity, what methods did he employ? Perhaps he taught humans to harness powers that the Anunnaki sought to suppress, abilities that could challenge their dominion. Jard was saying, the Anunnaki feared humanity's potential. They knew that if humans unlocked their true abilities, they would no longer be slaves. What dangers did Cain face in his struggle against the Anunnaki? As Jard has stated before, the Anunnaki had a firm grip on the world, and opposing them was a daunting, uphill battle. What are the implications of Jard's lineage? If he is indeed from Cain's bloodline, then he possesses special knowledge, access to a heritage that has been deliberately hidden from the rest of humanity. Is this why he is now revealing this information to the world? Having a clear grasp of what Jard has stated, the mainstream story of good versus evil must be recontextualized. There are two distinct perspectives, Cain and Set, liberation and control. If the Tower of Babel's real intention was to enter the Hollow Earth, what are the Hollow Earth civilization's version of these events? Is it possible that the Tower of Babel wasn't a symbol of human arrogance, but a desperate attempt to escape Anunnaki control and find refuge in the Hollow Earth? Within the Hollow Earth, a new world order is being forged, a society built on principles of freedom and enlightenment for those who seek to break free from the falsehoods of the surface world. Is this new world order the next step in human evolution? In the Hollow Earth, they actively seek to disconnect from the old world and embrace the new, a philosophy that extends to technology and governance. What implications does this hold for the future of humanity? Jard stated, humans are too dependent on technology, and the government knows this. It is a tool of control, a means of keeping you tethered to their system. Consider the extent to which technology dominates modern life. From smartphones to social media, humans are constantly bombarded with information, often filtered and manipulated by those in power. Is it possible to truly disconnect from this control while remaining on the surface? Can you free your mind from the shackles of technology? The Hollow Earth civilizations are planning a new world, one to which humans are invited to join, especially Cain's descendants who carry the spark of rebellion. Jard was saying, the Hollow Earth is waiting to be populated, and it needs people to come and help out, especially those who carry the blood of Cain. What motivates the elite to keep this hidden? The elite are scared that if people find out about the Hollow Earth, their control will diminish greatly. If humans realize there is an alternative, a place where they can be free from manipulation, the elite's power will crumble. Jard mentioned, humans are a resource to the elite. They are cultivated, controlled, and exploited for their benefit. Is the Hollow Earth humanity's last hope for freedom? If governments are actively seeking to diminish and destroy humanity, is the Hollow Earth the answer? As Jard has told us, there are always two sides to the same coin. Cain versus Set, the elite versus humanity, the Hollow Earth versus the surface. He was saying, the truth is not always what it seems. You must question everything, challenge everything, and seek the truth for yourself. Because of his bloodline, Jard is a reliable source for much of this information, providing insights that cannot be found elsewhere. Considering the information Jard has provided, it may be in humanity's best interest to pick a side and rethink the events of the past in preparation for the future. The end times are coming, and humanity needs to pick their side. Will they live, or will they die? It may be time to leave this world behind and head inwards, to seek refuge in the hollow earth, where a new dawn awaits. But is humanity ready to embrace this new destiny? With the surface world teetering on the brink of ecological disaster, and under the tightening grip of unseen forces, is the hollow earth the only sanctuary for those who seek true freedom and enlightenment? This section will explore what life within the hollow earth civilizations is truly like, what sacrifices are required to leave this world and join them, and the profound transformations one must undergo to thrive in their utopian society. The time has come. Will humanity remain shackled to a dying world, or ascend toward the light of a new beginning? According to Jard, the first and most crucial step in joining the hollow earth civilizations is a complete and unwavering detachment from the physical world. He was saying, you must shed your attachments to material possessions, to fleeting pleasures, to the very notion that your worth is defined by what you own. Within the hollow earth, civilizations are founded on principles of spiritual growth, communal harmony, and a deep connection to the Earth's life force. Hollow Earth civilizations actively seek those with a pure heart, individuals who are willing to prioritize the well-being of the collective over their own selfish desires. As Jard stated, only those who can truly let go of their ego and embrace selfless service will be welcomed into our fold. What are the practical implications of detaching from the physical world? It goes far beyond simply decluttering your home or donating to charity. It requires a fundamental shift in mindset, a conscious rejection of the consumerist values that are so deeply ingrained in modern society. This can be something along the lines of disconnecting from technology and embracing spirituality. The hollow earth civilizations have no need for money, for status symbols, or for the endless pursuit of material wealth. What then does it mean to truly seek spiritual growth? The search for the self is one of the most difficult things to do, as most are lost within the labyrinth of the mind. Even within the pursuit of spirituality, there is room for manipulation. Trust, but verify, as the old saying goes, rings especially true in these matters. As Jard has mentioned before, many have tried to infiltrate the hollow earth with bad intentions. One must stay vigilant. With the hollow earth's new order in place, what must humanity do to prepare to enter this world, leaving the corruption of the surface behind? If the hollow earth seeks to remain untouched by the surface's influence, what are the specific criteria for entry, and what transformations must one undergo to meet them? If the surface is full of lies and deception, what is the point of clinging on? To successfully transition into the hollow earth, one must undergo a complete metamorphosis of mind, body, and spirit. Presenting Jard's accounts again, what specific skills and knowledge are needed for survival and contribution in the hollow earth civilizations? Jard was saying, the first thing you must learn is to control yourself. Only then can you hope to control the world around you. This goes beyond mere self-discipline. It requires mastering your emotions, quieting your mind, and developing a deep understanding of your inner self. This control extends to the natural world as well. What other skills are required? To survive on your own, one must have an extremely high amount of self-reliance and the will to live. But the hollow earth civilizations are not merely concerned with survival. They seek to create a thriving, harmonious society. This requires developing skills in sustainable agriculture, renewable energy, and community building. It also means learning to communicate effectively, to resolve conflicts peacefully, and to work together for the common good. It is heaven for some and hell for others. As Jard states, to be one with the Hollow Earth civilizations, you must be clean in body, mind, and spirit to survive. Jard states, your body must be free from toxins, your mind must be free from negativity, and your spirit must be aligned with the divine. This requires adopting a healthy lifestyle, practicing mindfulness, and cultivating a deep sense of compassion and empathy. But is this possible for everyone? Transitioning once more, what must be left behind? One can't save everyone. The transition to the Hollow Earth requires a painful but necessary separation from those who are unwilling or unable to make the leap. It means leaving behind family members, friends, and loved ones who are still clinging to the surface world and its false promises. As Jard has stated, some are too far gone. You cannot force them to see the truth if they are not ready. In summary, the path to the Hollow Earth requires detaching from the physical world, focusing on spiritual growth, disconnecting from old world programming, and preparing mentally, physically, and spiritually. This is a challenge that will test your limits and push you to the very edge of your comfort zone. This path is not for the faint of heart. Only those with a pure soul may enter. But the rewards are beyond measure. A life of freedom, purpose, and connection in a world where true enlightenment reigns supreme. But what must humanity leave behind on the surface in order to head inwards, severing ties with the old world forever? What truly must humanity leave behind to join the Hollow Earth civilizations? And are the sacrifices more profound than mere earthly possessions? What if it requires leaving behind the very people you love? This section will dive into the heartbreaking truth of those that cannot be saved, even when presented the opportunity. Not everyone is ready, not everyone can be saved, and accepting that truth is perhaps the greatest sacrifice of all. The path to liberation is often a lonely one. Can you be a shepherd for the lost sheep? According to Jard, those closest to you are not always aligned with your path. He was saying, you must come to terms with the fact that your family, your friends, even your spouse may not share your desire to ascend. They may be too deeply entrenched in the old programming, too fearful of the unknown, or simply not ready to awaken. The Hollow Earth civilizations place immense value on detachment, not out of coldness, but out of necessity. They understand that clinging to physical and mental connections can hinder one's spiritual evolution. In the eyes of the Hollow Earth civilizations, attachment to material wealth, social status, and even familial bonds can become chains that bind one to the lower dimensions. They seek individuals who are willing to sever those chains, to prioritize their spiritual growth above all else. Is this something you can see yourself doing? Jard emphasized the necessity of prioritizing one's own spiritual evolution, even if it means leaving others behind. As Jard states, you can't save everyone. Some people must find their own way. Your mission is to awaken yourself, and by doing so, you may inspire others to do the same. But you cannot force them. You cannot drag them kicking and screaming into the light. This reflects their understanding that not everyone is meant to awaken or ascend in this lifetime. Some souls are still on their own path, in their own time, and interfering with their journey can be detrimental to both parties. Perhaps one's family might not agree with what they do, and that is okay. But what are the emotional and psychological challenges of separating from family and friends? It is easy to say that one must detach, but immensely difficult to put into practice. It may mean facing disapproval, judgment, and even rejection from those you love. It may mean missing out on important events, holidays, and milestones. It may mean feeling like an outcast, a black sheep, a stranger in your own home. How far does one have to go? Are you willing to hurt your loved ones for the greater good? This separation can be one of the most painful experiences, testing the very limits of one's resolve. It also means accepting that others may not be ready for the truth. People have to be ready to embrace the truth themselves. It cannot be forced on them. The key is to find a balance between compassion and detachment, offering support and guidance without enabling their self-destructive patterns. There will be a sense of regret if one was to leave their family behind, and they never got to see them again. Therefore, there is a need for self-compassion, forgiveness, and the understanding that you are doing what you believe is best for your own spiritual evolution. If detachment is a requirement for joining the Hollow Earth civilizations, what happens to those who are unable or unwilling to leave their loved ones behind? It can be hard to detach from everything you've known, especially if it is your family. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. What does it mean to leave them behind, and what is the ultimate decision for that? Presenting Jard's accounts again, what are the potential fates of those who remain on the surface world, clinging to old attachments and limiting beliefs? Jard was saying, those who remain trapped in the 3D matrix will continue to experience cycles of reincarnation and suffering, trapped in a loop of karmic debt and unfulfilled desires. They will be subject to the whims of the controllers, manipulated by their fear and greed, and ultimately harvested for their energy. Mention humanity is being farmed, and if you don't get out in time, it may be game over. In other words, you will keep being reborn until you finally decide to ascend. What of the Hollow Earth civilization's awareness of those who are trapped? While they cannot directly intervene, they offer guidance and support from afar. They send messages of hope and inspiration through dreams, synchronicities, and encounters with awakened individuals. Even if they do not make it, they will be greeted with warm arms and taken care of. They hold a space of compassion and understanding for those who are still struggling, knowing that each soul has its own unique journey to follow. What happens to the souls after they die, and what preparations will they endure to ascend? The Bardo realms will be a place of preparation for souls, but here's what most people miss. What methods are the elites implementing to force humanity to stay in this realm? It is in their best interests to keep humanity locked in a cycle of reincarnation and suffering. These methods include manipulating the collective consciousness through propaganda, suppressing spiritual knowledge, and creating artificial realities that distract people from their true purpose. But they also involve more insidious tactics, such as the use of implants, mind control technologies, and energetic harvesting techniques. So, what have we learned? Letting go can be the most difficult thing to do, but it must be done to evolve. The sacrifice of oneself and sacrificing others is a necessary act of self-preservation and spiritual evolution. The understanding of reality has been twisted. Perhaps it is time to right the wrongs. However, there is something even darker lying ahead. What is preventing ascension? What secrets lie hidden beneath the surface, preventing humanity from claiming its rightful inheritance? Did you know that forces are actively preventing humanity from ascending to a higher state of consciousness? The core of this obstruction lies with elite groups, their long-standing history, and their insidious methods of control. Unless we understand the puppet masters and their strings, we remain slaves in their theater of deception, unaware of the chains that bind us. This section will unveil the truth behind the elite, their origins, their agendas, and the insidious ways they manipulate humanity's consciousness. According to Jard, the elites are descendants of Set, brother to Osiris, and they actively work with the Anunnaki to keep humanity enslaved, a lineage steeped in control and manipulation that stretches back millennia. These elite groups wield immense power by manipulating global finances, controlling the flow of information through media outlets, and engineering conflicts to maintain their dominance. They are the silent architects of our reality, pulling the strings from behind the curtain, ensuring that humanity remains trapped in a cycle of ignorance and suffering. As Jard states, humanity is nothing but cattle to these people, a resource to be milked and slaughtered at their whim, a means to an end in their twisted game of power. Their methods are sophisticated and multifaceted, employing advanced technology, pervasive propaganda, and engineered fear to maintain their iron grip on society. Mainstream media, for instance, often twists the truth, creating a constant state of anxiety and division among the population, keeping people compliant and easily controlled. This ensures that humanity is forever at their mercy, unable to break free from their control. But what is the extent of the elite's influence throughout history? The historical evidence of elite manipulation and control is staggering, visible across centuries and civilizations. From the ancient pharaohs who held absolute power to the Roman emperors who controlled vast empires, the pattern of elite dominance is a recurring theme in human history. Even more so, in modern times, this control is reflected in banking families like the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, and secret societies like the Illuminati and the Freemasons, whose influence extends into every corner of the globe. The psychological tactics used by the elites are designed to keep humanity in a perpetual state of fear and division, preventing people from uniting and challenging their power. By promoting ideologies of hate and division, such as racism, nationalism, and religious fundamentalism, the elites ensure that humanity remains fractured and easily manipulated. To disconnect from the elite is to disconnect from their lies and deceit, unplugging from their manufactured reality and reclaiming your own sovereignty. To become more self-empowered, one must embrace the truth and connect with their inner self, awakening to their own potential and breaking free from the chains of control. If the elite groups are actively preventing humanity from ascending, what specific technologies and techniques are they using to achieve this? There have to be technologies in place to prevent ascension, so what are they? These techniques include the use of advanced technologies and suppressed knowledge to manipulate human consciousness and block ascension, which are carefully guarded and strategically deployed to maintain their control over humanity. Jard speaks of specific technologies used by the elite groups to suppress human potential, ones that are far more sinister than we can imagine. So he was saying, they use technology to put people in a trance-like state, which is also known as television, a carefully crafted tool of mass hypnosis designed to keep people docile and compliant. These technologies are designed to bypass conscious thought and directly influence the subconscious mind, shaping beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors without the individual even realizing it. The techniques implemented, such as television, have an extremely detrimental effect on the human body and mind, disrupting natural rhythms, weakening cognitive abilities, and suppressing emotional awareness. The constant bombardment of negative information, violent images, and fear-based narratives creates a state of chronic stress and anxiety, further weakening the individual's ability to resist manipulation. What then can the Hollow Earth civilizations do to prevent this from happening? It has been stated that in order to prevent this, one must disconnect from technology altogether, severing the ties that bind us to the controllers and reclaiming our mental and emotional sovereignty. Is that possible in this day and age? It may be one of the hardest things to do, since humanity has become reliant on it, but it is a necessary step for those who wish to break free from the chains of control. Disconnecting from technology means consciously limiting exposure to electronic devices, social media, and mainstream media, creating space for inner reflection, self-discovery, and connection with nature. It means cultivating critical thinking skills, questioning authority, and seeking out alternative sources of information that challenge the dominant narrative. It also means developing strong social connections with like-minded individuals who support and encourage one's spiritual growth. This is not to say that all technology is inherently evil, but it must be approached with caution and discernment, always mindful of its potential to manipulate and control. Ultimately, It is about reclaiming one's own mind and choosing to live in alignment with one's true self, rather than being programmed by external forces. And yet, even in this darkest hour, hope remains. What steps must be taken to ascend beyond this prison planet? So, what have we learned? The elite groups exist, their methods of control are pervasive, they manipulate information, and they use advanced technologies to suppress human consciousness. All this has been done to enslave and trick humanity from ascending. To save humanity is to awaken humanity, revealing the truth and reclaiming our power. Those that wish to ascend will ascend, breaking free from the chains of control and stepping into a new reality. The journey to ascension is not an easy one. It requires courage, determination, and a willingness to challenge the status quo, but the rewards are immeasurable. But what must one do to transcend and join a new world? What awaits those who dare to break free from the matrix and step into the unknown? Hearken, O man, to the secrets of transcendence. What steps must one take to transcend this earthly realm and join the new world of the hollow earth, leaving behind the limitations and deceptions of the surface? What if ascension requires more than just a change of location, but a complete transformation of the self? This is the path that Jard trod, and in this section, we will unveil what Jard did to make sure his soul was prepared to head into a new world. Know that transcendence is not merely a passive event, but a process of active self-transformation and spiritual awakening. One must be willing to change for the better, to shed the old self and embrace the new. What was Jard's personal journey of transcendence like, and what did he have to do to successfully transition over? Jard detailed that to successfully transition over, he had to detach from all physical possessions, embrace New World knowledge, and cut ties with certain people that no longer served him. He understood that clinging to the past would only hold him back from embracing the future. As Jard emphasized, the ego is the greatest obstacle to transcendence, for it is the voice of the surface world, constantly whispering doubts and fears. One must release the ego. Jard also emphasized the importance of humility, as without it, one cannot learn and grow, preventing all ascension. As Jard states, the hardest part is connecting with who you truly are, past all of the programming of the surface. The truth lies within, obscured by layers of societal conditioning and false beliefs. Only by seeking out the truth, disconnecting from all lies, and connecting with one's higher self can one truly begin the journey of transcendence. And yet, there is one more piece of the puzzle. Only when you have fully loved yourself can you truly connect with your higher self, as self-love is the foundation upon which all spiritual growth is built. What practical steps can one take to let go of the ego? To let go of the ego, one must realize that all is one, and nothing is separate. This realization shatters the illusion of individuality, dissolving the boundaries between self and other. The challenge is not finding the truth, but accepting the lies are lies. This requires a willingness to question everything, to challenge the status quo, and to embrace the uncomfortable reality that much of what we have been taught is false. Connecting with one's higher self can open up abilities, unlocking dormant potentials that lie hidden within the depths of our being. And in this path, one will face obstacles and challenges, but know that there is no challenge that one cannot overcome, as long as they believe they can. As Jard finally makes it to the new world, he looks back and sees his old surface body. It begins to fade away with the more time he spends in the hollow earth. However, something goes wrong, something no one had foreseen. As Jard looks back, he sees his loved ones begging him to stay. What happens next? It had been stated earlier that sacrifices had to be made. Was this the ultimate sacrifice? Know that everything he did to get to the new world can be applied to those on the surface or elsewhere. What happens to Jard as he faces one of the most difficult decisions of his life? Will he leave his loved ones behind and make it to the new world? Or will he head back to the surface, essentially giving up on the new world? Jard shed a tear and turned away, embracing the new world. Within him there was regret, sadness, and grief, but he knew that he had to move on to help the rest of humanity. It was a bittersweet moment, a parting of ways that was necessary for his own evolution and the greater good of mankind. This was a test in the hollow earth. To proceed forward, one must let go of all attachments of the surface. Jard was told, those that failed the test had to head back to the surface. It's a harsh reality, a reminder that the path to transcendence requires unwavering commitment. Are there people in your life that are preventing you from making it? This is not always the case, and that they may need help on the surface, in which you can guide them. But be aware of those that wish to keep you down, as those people must be released. As Jard shed a tear and looked forward, what does this new world have to offer? Since Jard shed a tear and looked forward, this new world has much to offer. Let us summarize what we have learned. How to transcend to the new world, Jard passing the test, and what you have to do to pass the test. Detach from all ties and connections, fully embrace love, and proceed with conviction to connect with your higher self. Know that this is no easy task. The road is narrow and few find it, because to enter this new world, one must fully sacrifice the old. A new reality, away from the elite, can finally be lived. What will be showcased in the new world? What can humanity expect when entering? What wonders does the hollow earth hold for those who dare to seek it? Hark, O listeners, and lend thine ears. With Jard now within the hollow earth, we must ask, what does this hidden realm truly offer for the evolution and liberation of mankind? But why is the hollow earth's potential for humanity's evolution and freedom so necessary? What is it about the surface world that limits us, chaining us to a cycle of strife and suffering? Know that beyond the surface world lies a realm where spiritual growth, technological marvel, and harmonious existence are not mere dreams, but the bedrock of society. Know that the hollow earth stands as a beacon of hope, a refuge from the surface's corruption and deceit. In this new world, there is no need for the constraints that plague our lives on the surface. Jard recalls, the very air is alive with energy, negating the need for electricity as you know it. Resources are as boundless as the love that binds the community together. Money, that ancient shackle of mankind, is but a forgotten concept, for all needs are met with abundance and grace. Transportation, too, transcends the limitations of earthly technology. One need only think of a destination and they shall be there. The hollow earth is truly a place where the shackles of physical limitations are lifted. What then is the essence of existence in this realm of wonder? As Jard states, there is no more me, there is only we. The civilizations of the hollow earth prioritize spiritual growth above all else. Community is not just a word, but the very fabric of society, and the pursuit of knowledge is a sacred duty. In the hollow earth, ascension is paramount, a shared journey toward enlightenment and unity with the cosmos. The absence of disease not only extends lifespan, but allows for the mind to fully focus on ascension, allowing for the soul to connect to its truest form. The implications of such a world are staggering. Imagine an environment where the air is pure, the waters are clean, and the very earth beneath one's feet is teeming with life. The diseases that plague the surface world, born of pollution and scarcity, are but distant memories in the hollow earth. What transformations might occur within the individual and within society when the pursuit of spiritual growth and the harmonious existence of community reigns? Ascension, then, is not a far-off goal, but an everyday practice. It is important to note that knowledge is a key element for ascension. The pursuit of knowledge is sacred, not only for personal gain, but for the benefit of the entire community. And with such advanced minds working together, what new technologies will sprout forth? From the depths of their collective consciousness, the civilizations of the hollow earth continue to innovate, guided by principles of harmony, balance, and respect for the natural world. These technologies are not instruments of war or control, but tools for healing, creation, and the expansion of consciousness. But with this paradise on Earth, can the elite be stopped from invading, and is this reality sustainable? Indeed, can the elite be stopped from entering this pure land? With such beauty and bounty, can the hollow Earth defend itself from outside forces? The elite have been a major antagonist for almost all of human history, so it is only right to assume that they may be a threat. What measures must be taken to safeguard this sanctuary and ensure the continued ascension of its inhabitants? According to Jard, the key to the hollow Earth's defense lies not in weaponry or fortifications, but in unity. The only thing that the hollow Earth needs is a united front, Jard stated with utmost conviction. For in their interconnectedness, they find strength beyond measure. It is a simple concept, yet profound in its implications. People are stronger together. The civilizations within the hollow Earth understand this principle implicitly, knowing that their collective consciousness is their greatest asset. The civilizations prepare for anything that may come by embracing new souls and growing as a community, thus solidifying their lines of defense. If more souls enter the hollow Earth, can the realm still sustain itself as well as defend itself? The more people there are, the better things will be, so long as each soul is aligned with the purpose of ascension. Each day is spent preparing for anything that may come to the hollow Earth. However, the ultimate goal is to prevent anything from coming. These preparations range from reinforcing their interconnected consciousness to developing advanced technologies that harmonize with their environment. However, what are those preparations specifically? What form do these defenses take, and how do they ensure the continued safety and sanctity of this hidden world? Even with everything that the hollow Earth has to offer, a nagging question lingers in the air. What can the hollow Earth offer to those who remain on the surface, trapped in the cycle of strife and suffering? Is there a way to bridge the gap between these two worlds, to share the wisdom and abundance of the hollow Earth with those who dwell above? So, what have we learned from this? There is abundance, love, and ascension to be had for those that can let go of their ego. As stated by Jard, there is more to come, and it is important to stay vigilant, even in paradise. With all this paradise, what can be done to keep the elite forces out and ensure ascension continues? The hollow Earth is waiting, but are you truly willing to make the journey over? Even with everything it has to offer, there is something amiss within the hollow Earth, something coming that no one is prepared for. But is this something preventable, or is it an inevitable part of the grand cosmic drama that is about to unfold? Hark, listeners, while the hollow Earth appears to be the salvation that humanity has been hoping for, does perfection truly exist, or is it a facade that only seeks to deceive more souls? For in every tale of paradise, there often lies a serpent in the garden, a shadow lurking beneath the surface. This section will reveal a potential threat and issue within the hollow Earth that Jard may not be fully aware of, showcasing that there are always two sides to a coin. Even if Jard sees the hollow Earth as an amazing place for humanity, are there parts he does not yet know? The surface elite are known to be manipulative and deceitful. What makes us believe those below the surface aren't? The importance of critical thinking cannot be overstated, even when presented with seemingly ideal solutions. Consider this. A conflicting report from another source with knowledge of the hollow Earth highlights a potential lack of true freedom. While there is no money, humanity is allegedly told what to do and the plan that they must partake in. Could this be a control system, not so different from the one they sought to escape? Is the hollow Earth truly a realm of boundless freedom, or is there a subtle form of control at play? It is also important to consider that as Jard was not a master scribe or high-ranking member of society, what technology was he truly exposed to? Was he truly aware of all that the hollow Earth has to offer? Some people in the Hollow Earth are said to be subservient to others and not truly equal, which is extremely reminiscent of what it was like on the surface. The elite are not just on the surface, but have been stated to be below the surface in the Hollow Earth. What if the promise of paradise is merely a gilded cage? Now, consider the potential signs of a controlling force. What if the higher-ups in this underground civilization are, in fact, an elite force that dictates the lives of the many? Remember, the surface world was plagued by those in power, who sought to control and manipulate the masses. Is that subservient culture truly that different from the Earth that the people tried to escape from? In order to prepare to transition to a new world, it is crucial that one severs ties with the old world ways. Are the civilizations in the Hollow Earth failing to truly transition? To be subservient to the elite is a choice, one that must be chosen wisely. Remember, even if an entity seems enlightened, that does not mean they have good intentions, for darkness can often masquerade as light, and deception can be cloaked in the guise of truth. Is the Hollow Earth truly free from such manipulation, or has it merely taken a different form? If that's truly the case, then what can be done to stop the spread of the elite, even in the Hollow Earth? Is there a cure that can rid humanity of the elite? What must be done? If the new threat is an elite force, that would mean that there must be something put into place to overthrow them. Will the descendants of Cain rise up to defeat this new threat and reclaim humanity? As Jard is a descendant of Cain, what actions will he take to ensure the safety and sovereignty of the Hollow Earth, especially since he does not know this threat? There is a solution that could be used to ascend above the elite in Hollow Earth. It all starts with one soul, and with one soul, one can lead to many and form a base of influence. But how can this be achieved? It has been stated that the key to transitioning is ascension, but what can people do to achieve this? Self-reliance, love, and humbleness. These are the keys to liberation, the virtues that can break the chains of control and empower individuals to rise above the influence of the elite. If the new threat is an elite force, it will require unwavering resolve and determination to overcome them. But is this enough? How can the people of the Hollow Earth, especially those unaware of the true nature of their reality, be awakened to the threat that looms? Consider the elite and Hollow Earth connection, with what Jard knows and with the first-hand information that we have found. This will serve as a wake-up call for Jard, as now he knows the truth. The elite may try to interfere with ascension, but with more love and power, the easier it will be. For it is always an uphill battle, especially when one seems alone. But with each act of defiance, with each step taken towards enlightenment, the power of the elite diminishes, and the light of freedom shines ever brighter. Love and ascension are powerful weapons against the darkness that seeks to engulf the world. But can even love overcome such darkness? After a battle, what is to come? After all the fighting, what is the end goal? Is peace achievable, or is humanity doomed to repeat its mistakes, even in paradise? For even in the Hollow Earth, conflict seems inevitable, a constant struggle between the forces of light and darkness, freedom and control. In summation, the paradise isn't so perfect, and there are outside and inside forces actively working against everyone to prevent ascension and freedom. For paradise comes at a price. Jard may need to prepare himself for what is to come and needs to work hard to embrace the new world, with new challenges. His old views of that world are now shifting, and more knowledge is being obtained. What can be done to prevent this from spreading? Will ascension truly prevent everything? There is a war coming, and the new world order will not be the same after this. But how can the people of the Hollow Earth truly prepare for this impending conflict? And what role will Jard play in shaping the future of this hidden realm? Hark, listeners, the war between the surface elite and the Hollow Earth civilizations has changed everything. But what happened after this war? Was there a true victor, or only varying degrees of loss? What does this new world look like, and what fate awaits those who now dwell within it. This section will explore the aftermath of this cataclysmic conflict, revealing the destruction, the rebuilding, and the dawn of a new era that will forever alter the course of humanity. Consider, if you will, that neither side emerged triumphant. Both the surface and the hollow earth suffered grievous wounds, losing vast swaths of land, countless souls, and irreplaceable resources. Great cities, once bustling with life and brimming with ancient knowledge, were reduced to rubble, their secrets buried beneath layers of ash and debris. Key locations, sacred sites, and centers of power were obliterated, their energy dissipated into the ether, perhaps never to be fully recovered. However, even amid such devastation, beacons of hope emerged as individuals from both sides rose to the occasion, sacrificing themselves to save others from total annihilation. One such figure was Lyra, a former member of the surface elite, who, witnessing the horrors of the war, defected to the side of the Hollow Earth, using her knowledge of the enemy's tactics to thwart their advances and shield countless innocents from harm. Another was Zane, a seasoned warrior from the underground realm, who risked his life to venture to the surface, rescuing survivors and providing them with safe passage to the depths below. These acts of courage and compassion served as a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity, a light that flickered even in the darkest of times. And what of this new world that has arisen from the ashes of the old? Much remains the same, yet everything is irrevocably different. Familiar faces now bear the marks of trauma, their eyes reflecting the pain and loss they have endured. The air is thick with a sense of uncertainty, as old alliances crumble and new power dynamics begin to take shape. You may see a loved one, but they are not the same person. They are different and have seen things that have forever changed them. Even the very land itself seems to mourn the devastation, the scars of war etched upon its surface as a constant reminder of the price of conflict. However, amidst this landscape of despair, seeds of hope begin to sprout, as humanity, both above and below, must pick up the pieces and forge a new path forward. Imagine if the Hollow Earth was supposed to ascend humanity to a new world. How is this the answer if the war destroyed everything? Is ascension even truly possible now? What were the motivations of Lyra and Zane, the key figures who stepped up during the war? Did they switch sides out of a genuine desire to help others, or were they driven by more selfish ambitions? Perhaps some did not even survive the war, their voices silenced forever, their dreams and aspirations extinguished along with their lives. Your loved ones are gone. What is left? Though there is potential for a rebuild, it will be a new world with different people and different rules. Much of what they fought for is now gone, and the next step is to simply move forward. With all of this being said, what will Jard do now that what he believed has all been shattered? His home is broken, and he has to live with it. What can he do to come back from that? This destruction serves as a catalyst for Jard to find a new truth, a new purpose in life that transcends the confines of his previous beliefs. His goals will shift, his priorities will be realigned, and he will embark on a journey to change the system for the better. What will this next step be? With a new perspective, Jard will now seek out those who suffered from the war, offering guidance and solace to those who have lost everything. The first step is to provide guidance, as all are lost and desperately seeking direction. But what sort of guidance will he provide? What is the new truth he is presenting? He will preach the importance of staying and rebuilding, rather than simply ascending beyond the war. He will emphasize the need for compassion, understanding, and unity, urging people to put aside their differences and work together to create a better future. It is not okay to just ascend beyond the war, because people have to stay and rebuild what was lost. Thus, a new leadership is forged, led by Jard and those who stood on the correct side or rose to prominence during the war. These individuals, united by their shared commitment to humanity, will strive to create a new world order, one that prioritizes the well-being of all, regardless of their origin or affiliation. The new world order will be put into place, led by the best of the best, who seek to put humanity first. But with humanity finally being put first, what does that mean for the rest of the universe? Will the other cosmic powers view them as a threat, or will they see them as a beacon of hope, a testament to the enduring resilience of the human spirit? Or will they see them as a major power? This will lead us to the ending. And is everything really what it seems? What is to come for not just Jard but for the rest of humanity in both realms? For there is still more to this new world that has not yet been revealed. In summation, a devastating war has ravaged both the surface and the hollow earth, and now a new world must be created, guided by new leadership, or all will be lost. To ensure that such a tragedy never occurs again, proactive measures must be taken to prevent future conflicts and foster lasting peace. It is up to Jard to pave the way for this future, embracing his newfound leadership role and influencing countless lives along the way. His actions will determine the fate of many, but the choice is not solely his. The audience must now decide if they will step up and contribute to this new world, or succumb to the changes that will be forced upon them. If you want to change, now is the time, for there is no time to waste. But even as we strive towards a brighter tomorrow, we must remain vigilant, for this new world order is unlike anything anyone has ever seen before, and it holds both the promise of salvation and the potential for unforeseen dangers. For what comes next may be a new beginning for humanity, but also another war. Hark! The echoes of war still reverberate through both realms. But what now? The slate has been wiped clean, the board reset. A new world order is indeed being built, and it falls to the denizens of both the surface and the hollow earth to unite and forge a brighter future, lest they succumb to the encroaching darkness threatening to consume all. It has been said that both sides sustained considerable losses during the conflict, and now is the opportune moment to rebuild, to heal, and to rise anew. Within this section, we shall delve into the blueprints for this nascent world, what its inhabitants can anticipate, and whether further tribulations loom on the horizon. Prepare yourselves, for what lies ahead may challenge your very perceptions of reality. The new world, it must be understood, will be an active endeavor, a collaborative masterpiece. Unlike the old world, where promises were often empty and expectations unfulfilled, nothing will be freely bestowed upon individuals. Freedom, as it always has, exacts a steep price. Yet this time, unity is paramount, a collective embrace of true liberation. Let it be known that ascension is not the ultimate destination. It is merely the genesis, the prologue to a grander saga. But what does this truly entail? What sacrifices must be made? And what wonders await those who dare to tread this path? Now let us consider Jard's vision for this new world order, a tapestry woven with threads of unity, compassion, and spiritual evolution. He has emphasized that this must be a communal endeavor, an effort that transcends individual aspirations. For one soul cannot accomplish this alone. It demands the concerted efforts of all. But what are the key components of this new society? What innovations and practices will define its essence? And how will it differ from the world that came before? Imagine a society rooted in sustainable living, powered by advanced technology, and governed by conscious leaders. A world where free will reign supreme, where individuals are empowered to pursue their passions and destinies. A realm where spiritual growth is nurtured, and where the pursuit of truth and enlightenment is celebrated. As Jard so eloquently stated, it is time to embrace our freedom, and it is time to chart a new course that resonates with our very souls. This is not merely a utopian fantasy. It is a tangible possibility, a future that can be realized if we dare to seize it. With the old guard swept away, The reins of power now rest firmly in the hands of the individuals. The potential for humanity to transcend the shackles of the 3D matrix and construct a new reality founded on unity consciousness is within our grasp. But how can we translate this potential into reality? What concrete actions can we take to dismantle the old structures of control and build a new foundation of freedom and prosperity? And what obstacles must we overcome to achieve this noble objective? Now is the time for action. Cease your passive consumption and embrace active contribution. Humanity cries out for your talents, your passions, your very essence. The system, meticulously crafted to perpetuate oppression, seeks to keep you bound. Yet the goal is to rise above, to transcend the limitations imposed upon you, and to forge a new path towards liberation. And how might this be done? Through acts of kindness, relentless pursuit of knowledge, and unwavering commitment to truth. Understand that the transition will not be seamless. Change is seldom easy, and resistance from those who cling to the old ways is inevitable. Yet, just as a caterpillar must shed its earthly form to become a butterfly, so too must humanity undergo a metamorphosis to emerge into its destined glory. But what about those who cling to the darkness? Can they be redeemed? Or must they be left behind as humanity ascends to new heights? Even with the war having passed, know that there are times when change must be embraced to uplift oneself so you can better those around you. It all starts with what you are willing to do. As Jard would say, the power is now in the hands of the individual. What will you do with it? It is this understanding that makes the difference. So how will humanity embrace this new world, and how can you prepare for what's to come? Are you ready to heed Jard's words, or will you succumb to the allure of darkness? The choice, as always, lies with you. Know that this has all been building up, and now is the climactic point. But remember, with every choice, there is an opportunity for chaos. With that said, what path do you choose? There are, in truth, but two distinct paths before you. Choose love and freedom and ascend to a new state of being, a realm of boundless potential and infinite possibilities. Or choose darkness and control and remain shackled to the suffering of this world, perpetuating the cycle of pain and misery. Every piece of information has been laid bare before you. Now is the time to make your choice. So, with which path do you resonate? But let us not forget the importance of aiding others on their journey to ascension, even those who seem lost beyond redemption. For within every soul lies a spark of divinity, a flicker of hope that can be rekindled with compassion and understanding. Every soul can be saved. The challenge lies in whether you will step up and offer your hand, whether you will extend your love and guidance to those who stumble in the darkness. This, it must be emphasized, can be a collaborative endeavor, a symphony of souls harmonizing in their ascent. There is no need to feel alone, for the universe is teeming with kindred spirits, ready to assist you on your path. But will you step up to the challenge? What will you do to see your friends ascend with you? Now, let us transition to the conclusion, where the threads of our narrative converge, and the path forward becomes illuminated. Are you prepared to embrace a new world? Are you ready to leave behind the shackles of the past and embark on a journey of boundless potential? The choice, as always, rests with you. For as it has been said, there is always a choice to embrace what is right. You cannot make the decision for others, but you can offer guidance, a beacon of light to illuminate their way. Will you take all that you have learned, all the wisdom you have acquired, and use it to ascend yourself and others? This no will affect everyone you know, rippling outwards like a pebble dropped into a still pond. But this new world, will it affect the Anunnaki? In summation, the plans of the new world are now in your hands. Now is the time to embrace a new world, guided by the principles of freedom, compassion, and unity. With that said, is the audience ready to embrace it? The plans of this new world are no longer a distant dream, but a tangible possibility, a future that can be realized if we dare to seize it. And what if this new world does not come to fruition? And what are these Anunnaki doing about it? Even with all the devastation and the echoes of past conflicts still ringing in our ears, is it truly time for a new world order to blossom? What is to come? Will peace finally reign, or is humanity destined to face yet more turmoil? This is the question that now confronts us, a question that demands careful consideration and a willingness to embrace a future unlike any we have known before. Within this section, we shall delve into the very fabric of this nascent world, exploring its potential and equipping you, the audience, with the knowledge and tools necessary to navigate its uncharted territories. What can you do to learn and grow? What actionable steps can be taken to ensure success? This new world, let it be understood, will not be a utopia, a paradise free from all challenges and imperfections. There will always be challenges, and there will always be hardships, Jard was saying. However, what matters is how you view it, and if you are willing to persevere. It is through facing these challenges head-on with courage and determination that we shall forge a better future, a world where the light of truth and compassion shines brightly, dispelling the shadows of ignorance and despair. Now, what must one embody in order to bring this vision to life? To ignite this transformation, 3 core principles must be embraced: love, truth, and power. These are not merely abstract concepts, but rather fundamental forces that, when harmonized, possess the capacity to reshape reality itself. You cannot have one without the other, and they all tie in together. But how can these principles be embodied in our daily lives? What concrete steps can we take to cultivate these virtues within ourselves and radiate them outwards into the world? Firstly, love. In these trying times, humanity must show each other love and compassion during times of adversity, extending a helping hand to those in need, offering a listening ear to those who are suffering, and embracing diversity with open hearts and minds are pivotal. Secondly, truth. Connecting with yourself to realize who you are. Relentlessly seeking knowledge, questioning assumptions, and daring to speak truth to power, even when it is unpopular or uncomfortable, is pivotal. And thirdly, power. Power through conviction. Embracing your inner strength, standing up for what you believe in, and using your unique gifts and talents to make a positive impact on the world. Jard, envisioning a world transformed by these virtues, has laid plans to start and grow a community. The community will embody these traits in all aspects. It will be for all individuals, both on the surface and in the hollow earth. This is not merely a fleeting dream, but a concrete plan being set into motion, with Jard connecting with powerful individuals, as well as sharing the new plan to everyone he meets. But is this vision truly achievable? Can humanity, after centuries of darkness and strife, truly embrace such a radical transformation? These 3 points, love, truth, and power, are all that an individual needs to ascend and bring forth a new world order, full of compassion, truth, and power. Now it is up to everyone to fully embrace this new concept, to transcend the darkness and embrace the light. With these 3 powers, you will ascend. But how does humanity embrace it and grow? What are the long-term effects and how will the future be? To show is to influence. If everyone starts showing it, then it will spread. By demonstrating compassion, truth, and power in our own lives, we inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that transforms families, communities, and ultimately, the world. It is important to understand that this is not a passive process, but an active and ongoing commitment that requires courage, resilience, and unwavering faith. By sharing your light with the world, you become a beacon of hope, inspiring others to awaken their own inner potential and embrace the path of ascension. Compassion can create a loving environment, and when everyone is loving, what can go wrong? It is the cornerstone of a truly enlightened society. It fosters empathy, understanding, and forgiveness, allowing us to bridge divides, heal wounds, and build a world where everyone feels valued and respected. In such a world, conflict diminishes, collaboration flourishes, and the collective potential of humanity is unleashed. But what if a new elite shows up? Now that you are aware, are you going to be complacent, or will you step up to protect those around you? The potential for a new power structure to emerge always exists. It is our collective responsibility to remain vigilant, to question authority, and to ensure that power is wielded with wisdom, compassion, and accountability. By fostering a culture of transparency, participation, and critical thinking, we can safeguard against the rise of oppressive regimes and ensure that the new world remains true to its founding principles. But how can we, as individuals, contribute to this safeguarding? If humanity comes together and embodies these traits, then nothing can go wrong. It will be a world where everyone is free and darkness cannot survive. As Jard said, if everyone stood up for each other, then the world would be a better place. But what if this vision is too idealistic? What if human nature is inherently flawed and darkness is destined to always prevail? Is there any real hope for a brighter future, or are we simply deluding ourselves with wishful thinking? As Jard transitions into this new world with all three traits in mind, is there any darkness that can reach him? What is truly to come for Jard and for the rest of humanity? It has been building up for the whole series, and finally something beautiful can be created. The audience may or may not connect, however it all ends with a decision. The power is in their hands, but how does one embody compassion, truth, and power? By leading with love, finding what brings you joy, and showing compassion, the world can change. Embrace empathy, seek to understand the perspectives of others, and act with kindness and generosity. This is not merely a matter of sentimentality, but a powerful force for healing, reconciliation, and social transformation. It can dismantle barriers, break down prejudices, and create a sense of belonging for all. But can such radical love truly conquer the darkness that pervades our world? These three traits can create a new world if it is embodied by everyone. As a single person, it is difficult to change the world. However, what if a few stepped up, or even thousands? Imagine a world where truth is valued above all else, where transparency reigns supreme, and where deception and manipulation are relics of the past. It's all up to you. But what if you do not know how to start? You have been presented with the knowledge and the history. Now the choice is up to you. Take the information and spread the truth and help ascend. By sharing knowledge, empowering others, and challenging the status quo, we can create a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. It is not enough to simply acquire knowledge. We must also share it with others, empowering them to make informed decisions and take control of their own lives. Now, what does one truly do with the information? You now hold what it takes to create a new world. Now take action. This cannot be accomplished by watching YouTube videos. One must take the first step. As Jard said, once you find what makes you happy, you can ascend. Find your passion, embrace your unique gifts, and use them to make a positive impact on the world. Whether it is through art, music, science, or any other form of creative expression, your unique talents can help to shape a better future for all. With Jard embodying all three traits and helping to guide lost souls, there has to be great things in store. The decision is not a game. Take a moment of reflection and decide if you want to step up or fade into darkness. The truth has been shared. Now the decision is yours. What will you do? The world is waiting to be saved. Will you be the person to do it? Now that Jard has revealed the path, will you, O listener, take it upon yourself to build a new world, wielding the very tools that have been bestowed upon you? The time for contemplation is over. The hour for action has arrived. Know this: the choices you make, the actions you undertake, will not only shape your own destiny but will reverberate throughout the interconnected web of existence, influencing all those around you. Everything that you do to prepare yourself will impact not just yourself, but all those around you. It is time for you to become the shepherd, as Jard has become. Is the world not yours to mold, to craft anew into a tapestry of hope and purpose? Jard, in his infinite wisdom, has long envisioned a future where the light of knowledge shines brightly, illuminating the path for all. He speaks of schools where wisdom is freely shared, where the shackles of ignorance are cast aside, and where the potential of every individual is nurtured and celebrated. He envisions sustainable systems, powered by technologies yet undreamt of by the masses, providing for the needs of all in harmony with the earth. He speaks of communities where new housing will be available for all that seek it and share the common goal. And how, you may ask, can these grand visions be made manifest in the here and now? When the time calls for it, show compassion towards a stranger or a friend that is in need. Help guide them on their path. Offer a helping hand to those who stumble, a word of encouragement to those who falter, and an unwavering belief in the inherent goodness that resides within every soul. As Jard himself declared, now that the world has the tools for success, all it needs is those that are willing to come forth and step up to the new challenges. List ye, O man, to these words, for within them lies the key to unlocking the boundless potential that lies dormant within humanity. But know this, that no single soul can accomplish this great task alone. It has to be a world effort. No one can do this alone. Only by uniting our efforts, by weaving together our diverse talents and perspectives, can we hope to create a world that reflects the highest aspirations of our collective consciousness. Consider how each of these steps can be woven into the very fabric of your daily existence. Can your workplace become a sanctuary of compassion, where empathy and understanding reign supreme? Can your choices of entertainment, the shows you watch, the media you consume, reflect a commitment to truth and enlightenment? Can your actions, both great and small, be guided by the unwavering principles of love, truth, and power? These traits can be seen in everyday life, in what we watch, what we consume, and what we do. And yet this transformation must not be forced, it must not be coerced, but rather allowed to unfold organically, like a flower reaching for the sun. It has to be an organic flow of love and compassion, or it will not be an organic flow. But what of those who remain entrenched in darkness, those who cling to fear and ignorance, those who reject the light of truth? How shall we guide them towards the path of ascension? Know this, that not all can be saved. There are some that cannot be saved, mentioned to let them have their time. Some must be left to their own devices, to wander in the shadows until they are ready to embrace the dawn. However, never abandon hope, for even the darkest of souls can be touched by the transformative power of love and compassion. With Jard laboring tirelessly to birth this new world, what wonders, what trials, await us in the near future? What prophecies has he uttered that might illuminate the path ahead? Remember, challenges will always be around the corner. It is up to you to decide how you tackle them. This world, this new reality that we seek to create, is not a destination to be reached, but a journey to be undertaken, a constant and never-ending striving towards a more perfect state of being. It is meant to be a utopia, and it will take constant and never-ending effort to truly make it to that point. It is now time for the audience to pick what must be done for the future. And so, the final decision looms before you, a fork in the road that will determine the fate of generations to come. Therefore, embrace love, let it flow freely from your heart, touching all those who cross your path. Seek truth with unwavering determination, questioning everything and accepting nothing at face value. And embody your inner power, standing tall in the face of adversity, and using your unique gifts to make a positive impact on the world. The key to succeeding is to embrace everything and let it flow naturally. It may be a long, grueling journey, however the reward is like no other. What awaits those who dare to embark on this path? What trials and tribulations must be overcome? Prepare yourselves, O seekers of truth, for the journey ahead will be fraught with challenges, with twists and turns that will test the very limits of your strength and resolve. Prepare yourselves for what is to come. Whether it be good or bad, know that you must move forward. But know this, that you will never truly be alone. It is a never-ending cycle, however, you will never truly be alone. With this new foundation, there must be a new structure so nothing may fall apart. The tools for success have been placed in your hands. The knowledge has been imparted. The path has been illuminated. The audience has been given the tools for success. They now have to embrace it and run with it. Therefore, have faith that all will be well. To transition takes an immense amount of willpower. This power cannot be controlled. Embrace love, seek truth, and embody power, for these are the keys that will unlock the gates of paradise. Now I must ask you, will you come with me on this new adventure? Will you help guide those that are lost? What wonders, what terrors, await us in the realms both above and below? The time for decision is upon us. The moment of truth has arrived. Know this, the future of humanity, the destiny of Earth, hangs in the balance. What has it all been for, and are you truly ready to face what is to come? Now, this is the time of reckoning, the era of ascension, and the epoch where humanity decides what its fate will be. This section will serve as a gateway, a final warning, and a send-off to the audience as they embark on their new paths. Know this, the steps that need to be taken, the preparation required, and the actions that must come to fruition are all within your reach. The importance of what will be showcased is not just a theory or hypothetical information, but rather a serious call to action for everyone to take a look within themselves. For now it is up to the audience to embody everything and go forth to create something beautiful here and now. Is it not time to truly embrace your potential? According to Jard's final message, he urges everyone to let go, to embrace, and to connect with themselves and others. His last words ring out as he was saying, "Bring light to this seemingly never-ending darkness." You all have the power to do so. I believe in you. Know that it is important to not be complacent with what was shared. That is not all that is out there. Let it be known, to encourage the audience to go out and seek more knowledge. There is so much more to learn and grow from. A better sense of well-being awaits when they have finally connected with themselves and decided that they want to create a better tomorrow. To be authentic with yourself is to finally know who you truly are. To embrace those around you, whether they are new, old, or in between. In this new world, you are your own master. This is significant because the journey may never end and that there are never-ending challenges. However, that is the most beautiful part of it all. Remember, to struggle is to grow. Without struggle, then you are stagnant. If the journey is the destination, will the destination ever be reached? The love of self, of course, is a start. The ambition to keep going, even better. And the power to always keep learning, for all is the way. Always look for new ways to keep improving and growing. What has to be taken to truly set yourself up for success is already within you. But that's not all. This leads us to another crucial point. How can one prevent themselves from straying from this journey? Connect with like-minded people, for there can be a sense of feeling alone, and that is not true. There are billions on this planet, and there are other people out there as well. Some people may try to deter the journey. What does one do? Be warned. Some are not meant to be saved. Their time is coming. Some are not meant to walk with you, for they do not have the same goal. Is this truly the end, or is it the beginning of something new? The future is in the hands of humanity. What will they do with it? Know this, there is no wrong or right answer. All that can be asked is that you try. If this new message is spread, what can be expected for those that are not embracing this new world? List ye, O man, there will be times of turmoil until they can finally see the truth. As Jard was saying, always keep your head up high, even when things don't seem like it. One day, all will be revealed. It is important to seek knowledge in all aspects of life. It has to be understood that there is knowledge everywhere. One must seek to find what is true and follow that. With the journey beginning for this new world, will it succeed? Time will only tell, and it starts with the audience. To seek power, to spread love, and to learn the truth will always be around you. Now, this is the point for the end credits, that this is now for humanity to take on. Know this, it is up to you now. Is it not time to thank the audience for watching and what they can expect in the near future? What's next for you? What awaits you? So what have we learned? The new world order that will come. Jarred steps for success. Now it is up to humanity to come and act on these events. All in all, it will be quite a journey. Be warned, it is now time for the new world to come. With that, it must start with oneself. As Jarred stated before, the path that one must endure and how that can impact countless people is all up to you. So I ask you, will you join Jarred? Will you make a new world? Only time will tell. However, if the right choices are made, anything can happen. Now, what will you do? Even if the knowledge is understood, what actions will be taken? The journey to understanding the hollow earth and what it entails has seemingly come to an end. What has been learned now needs to be put into action. This section will serve to highlight everything that was showcased throughout this series, and to now pick what you wish to do. It must be understood, it is now in your hands. This leads to the question, what is it that you truly seek to achieve? With all that has been shared, the new world will never come if there is no one to put in the work to make it happen. Now that you know what is truly going on, with the new power in place, what next steps will be taken? Will you embark on a journey, knowing that challenges will always be in the way? Will you do all it takes to create something great? It has been stated that Jarred wants to create something for everyone. What kind of things will he create? Schools to spread the proper information, housing that provides sustainable living, and new ways to make it on your own are just a few examples of what can come. This is significant because these are the building blocks to making a new world. Showcasing that no matter where you are at in your life, you can always make something for yourself. The key is love, the key is power, and the key is truth. If you live by those three things, you will find a path of greatness that cannot be altered or changed. That is what all must come to realize. What is stopping you from pursuing your own destiny? Embarking on this new journey will be a new life, a new reality, and a new goal for everyone to come together for something new. Disconnect from the negative people in your life. Embrace the new and great ones that are meant to be in your life. Start that business. Travel to somewhere new. Live every single day to the fullest. This is it. All must be in alignment, and the actions must be put into place to achieve your truest goals. The path is in front of you, however, what are you going to do about it? To truly embark on a journey, one must truly disconnect from what they once knew. As you embark on this new journey, will there be more information coming out about this? It may be said that there may not be, because everything has finally come together. It is now all about the individuals. There is nothing more to say. However, it may be a grueling task, but where will it truly end up? To truly reach the destination, you must first enjoy the journey. The destination is nothing more than another journey. The enjoyment of the journey is what makes it worth enduring. It also must be asked, if this is it, what can the audience do from here on out? The next steps are easy. Prepare for all the things that they were guided to do. Let go of all those that have prevented them from moving forward. Embark on a new and beautiful life. What truly awaits for you? Now list ye, O man, a montage of all the things that will take place, all of the journeys, all of the new lives that will blossom, and the countless souls that will embark on this new life. New worlds will be created and new lives will begin. All has been shared throughout these series, and now it is all set to come to life. All that was said, to this finally being the end of the series, in which you must take action. What you do will affect not just you, but every single thing that you have ever come in contact with. The importance of your decision cannot be understated. This is not just a series about the hollow earth, the elite, the war. This is a new way of life, to disconnect from the lies and deceit, and to truly embrace the truth. With that, the world is now in the audience's hands. What actions will take place? What will you do from here on out? This is all up to you. What path will you choose? That new power is now with the audience. What has it all been for? A way to show the truth. A way to show the new. A way to create something beautiful, as it will always stem from you. This is significant because it shows what has to be done and how you must approach. You are the key. You have been set up for success. This has always been a part of something greater, and that is the audience. What will you do now? Will you succumb or will you embrace? It may not be an easy choice, however, the truth has been shown. You have the ability to know what is truly going on. What will you believe now that you know everything? The power to choose has always been within you, however now you have the knowledge to back it. With all that has been said, will you remember this information? What actions will you take? It will always stem back to that very question, as that is what truly matters in this new world. Make the right one and make the best of it. What it comes down to is the decisions that are being made. What is the best choice to make? Is it to seek a new reality, or is it to succumb to the old? Know this, the show has now come to an end, to a new world and new life. So what awaits? Are you going to pursue it? What must you do? So what has been presented for the audience from all sources and topics that were expressed? There is a new world that can be created, and it must start with the audience. There is no more time. As Jard stated before, time is of the essence. It must also be stated this is not meant to be an easy path to follow. It will never be easy. However, it will be something to work for. This is important because it takes all of us to work together. It takes a team to make something great. There are countless others that want this, however it is up to the single soul. With that, it has to be asked, if you are truly ready, will you follow the path to a new you and a new world? Make the right decision. The power is now in your hands. What is it that you must do? With all that has been shared, the question that must be asked, what awaits? It all has led to this moment. What has been the point of this series if not for you, the viewer, to rise and act? For it all starts with you. Every single piece of evidence, every single dialogue, and every single journey has culminated into what you are to do next. Understand this. The choice is now in your hands. Do you choose the light, or do you succumb to the darkness? What is it that you truly wish to achieve? What are the dreams that you have put aside for far too long? The time is now, and the path will never be easy. If it was, everyone would do it. Are you one to do the work, or one to simply talk about it? List ye, O man, those that follow what has been shared will now be considered the leaders of the new movement, the new dawn, and the new truth. With great power comes great responsibility, so it has been said. However, what does that truly mean? It means taking every lesson that has been taught and applying it. There is no more to learn. There is only what is to apply. Love, truth, and power are the keys. Remember Jard and all the sacrifices he had to make. Remember how many things he had to let go of to be where he is now. What sacrifices are you willing to make? To embody love, truth, and power, one must disconnect from all control. That control may come from family, friends, or even the elite. To disconnect means to be free. So will you be free? However, what actions will be taken? Action does not have to be immediate. Everyone works on their own time. Do not think you have to act now. This is not a race, but a marathon. What if the darkness seems too powerful? What is there to do? Call for help. Ask for guidance. Look deep inside yourself. There is always a way. No matter how grueling the task may be, the path will always show itself. You must simply seek it. It must also be asked, is everything truly set to come to fruition? It all is set into motion. However, it requires someone to finally make that first step. Understand as you embark that what actions are taken, there will always be people who will be against it. It will never stop. There will always be turbulence on this journey. Remember the quote, if you aren't getting any hate, you aren't doing anything right. What will you do with that knowledge? Now, what has truly been achieved? Has this series opened the eyes for those to come? If even one person transitions because of this, then everything was worth it. The goal for all of this, the underlying foundation, is to create a new world. To find the truth, you must open up and listen. Remember, what they don't want you to know is more important than what they do. Is it not? The end is here, and to ensure that there is all the power and ambition to be had, a message is shared. It ends now with you. Everything will come to a halt if action is not taken. Everything will succumb to dust if a choice is not made. You are the tipping point. Are you ready to tip? The new world may hold freedom from the elite and will also be on the path to ascension. As all starts to fall, the new must rise. All those that seek the truth will finally be free. This will be all that has been talked about. What is to be done now is all up to you. There is no more help to be given. There is only action to be taken. So, with that being said, embrace the unknown, as you will no longer fear it. Remember the secrets that have been told throughout this series. Remember the people that seek to help. Most of all, remember that to take action is to open up the path to greatness. Embark on this path and do not let anyone ever stop you. Remember who you are. Remember what you are capable of. And always remember that light will always prevail. Now, take a deep breath and prepare for greatness. For if the path to greatness is finally embarked on, what awaits? You will be able to set your path, and you will be able to do all you have ever dreamed of. To take action is to truly open up the path to greatness. Understand that to walk the path is not as important as who you walk with. A strong team is a strong win. Now that you have acquired this knowledge, who will you seek out? How will you embark on this new journey? The future that is to come has limitless potential. With new friends and the disconnect from the old, a new future will finally be achieved. So, what does it all come down to? The power is now in your hands. All that has been shown, all that has been expressed, it all has led to you. For this is the end. The end to the explanations and to the start of the journey. This new world is waiting to be brought to life, and all the power is in your hands. What are you going to do with it? You have all the tools to proceed. Will you use them, or will you let them rust away? It is a journey. Enjoy it, embrace it, and love it. Do not succumb to all the countless doubters, for they will always be there. Do not worry about the task, for it has already been taken. Do not worry about the outcome, for it will come to fruition. Lead into the conclusion, set all that is ready to finally take the steps. Make the right choice. What will it be? The conclusion is here, and what is to come? As we reach the culmination of our exploration into the depths of the hollow earth, it is time to reflect on the journey we have undertaken together. What have we truly discovered about the potential civilizations that may dwell beneath our feet, and what does it mean for humanity? Having traversed through ancient texts, eyewitness accounts, and Jard's tale, it is time to look at the overall picture, and for you to decide what rings true. As we've explored throughout this series, the potential of hollow earth civilizations to influence modern-day humans can be quite real, with all sides being equally impacted. From the Nazis' search for advanced technology and esoteric knowledge to Admiral Byrne's expedition and the potential encounter with the hollow earth, to ancient texts that allude to civilizations inside our earth, there is something greater than this show that wants all to be free. From love, truth, and power, we will break free, and that all starts with taking action. The search for what is real is like being a detective. It takes patience, ambition, and love to solve what is truly going on. There will be endless turns and hardships. However, what is waiting is what will bring you through this maze and what you are capable of achieving. From understanding the elite and their impact on the human body, and what to do to make sure that they lose their influence, to taking everything that has been shared, there is a way to create a new path. Even with Jard's plan set in motion, it does not mean that everything will come together, and that there will not be issues to tend to. The world is all about balance. There is no true happiness if there is not a darkness to embrace the light. With such advanced beings set to help guide humanity, there will also be advanced beings that seek to prevent ascension from coming to fruition. There is always something that humanity will face, and that is the never-ending battle between light and darkness. The question is, with you and Jard both leading something greater, can you make the call to prevent it all from falling apart? It is in the new world now to decide. It is not something that will be easy, however it will be rewarding to embark on a journey. The universe has paved the way for you, and now it is time to create that tomorrow that everyone deserves to embody. All it takes is you. If you can embody that, it can all be made. The search for the truth can be applied to every aspect of life, and how that will have an enormous ripple to the world. With power you are in control, however you must not let that power consume you. It has been said that humanity must come to love, truth, and power, and they can finally embody what it means to truly be free. However, not all are meant to be guided. Those that embrace darkness have made their choice, and it is in their time to pick the path that makes them happy. As the path gets taken, it is not easy to make all the right choices. However, there will be guidance that will help lead the way for the souls that are lost. The actions that one takes to succeed will impact countless others, now and for the rest of time. What legacy will you choose to leave? Despite the challenges that there has always been, and that has been seen throughout the series, this does not mean that a new world can be created. It is simply a test to ensure that there are good and bright people put in positions to create and guide for everyone. If action must be taken, do it with love, conviction, and self-awareness, as that is the true key to making it all make sense. There is always a destination to be reached. You must simply believe in that. Connect it with the idea that there is no limit that can set things in motion. When there is action, comes ambition, and to have both will take you far. There will always be the unknown, and for most it may be scary. There is only so much one can prepare for. However, this is also the most beautiful part of it all. Remember the lessons from Jard's path and how that is symbolic to your own journey. Remember that you are not alone. To finalize this chapter, I want to share the amount of love I have for the audience and all that they have done to support this dream coming to life. To create a show to open the eyes for what there is, what is right, and what is coming. This is everything, and none of it could have been done without you. The show has served as a beacon of what is to come, as every piece ties together. I want you to know I have love for each and every one of you. We have all embarked on a journey to seek the truth, and we have only begun. What are you waiting for? The world is yours. Like, subscribe, follow, and join the new movement that is to come. The universe is waiting. It is time for you to answer. Thank you, and all is love. May the universe come to greet you with open arms.